Hello, this is Pastor Jay of Walk of Truth Radio Network with your encouraging word for today. Peace is progress. I was talking to a friend the other day, and they were telling me that they weren't feeling that they were making progress, and in their head they feel that they were always falling short of doing something that they needed to do or wanted to do so that they can see changes in their life, to say they can claim the vision that they have. And it frustrated them. And it continues to frustrate them because they have been told that progress is only numerical, meaning that if I have one, progress means I'll have two. And in the world of the motivational speaker, progress means that if you have one, you're not going forward unless you have five or 25. And anything short of that is a lack of progress, a lack of motivation, a lack of inspiration. And so, therefore, you are always at war with yourself when you don't achieve what they say. And you think it may be what you want, but it's really what they have conditioned you to believe that success is, what progress is. And is it really progress when you fall short of the goal, or is lack of progress or lack of motivation? Or is it the providence of God in your life and you're right where God wants you to be? There's nothing wrong with striving to do great things, good things, fantastic things, and having dreams and aspirations. But we have to put in the perspective of everybody can't be number one. That's just the reality. Everybody can't be number one, but you can be all that you can be. And maybe progress is developing yourself to be the best you and find peace in that. What's the point of having 25 or 30 going from one and not having any peace in it? Always having to get more, always having to have more. In our culture today, in our Western culture in America, we see that there are some people that reach celebrity status in their youth. And what they did as a celebrity, especially athletes, was a young man's or young woman's game. But because they have been conditioned to always do more, get more, have more, achieve more, they go into their later years trying to do what they did when they were younger, and they end up hurting themselves. They end up maybe even disgracing the legacy that they had because they won't let go. There's no peace. At some point, there's great gain when we have godly contentment. There's great gain when whatever we're striving to do, not only does it provide the numerical growth that people can see, that we can point out that we went from one to whatever number is higher than one, but it also brings us peace because what's the point? If there's no peace in your growth, then is that really progress or that is that regression? We must think of these things when we want to go out and strive to do more. And we listen to people who say push, 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 have more, do more, get more, but there's no peace. Because if you think about it, peace comes from the fact that while I am getting and growing, there's a contentment that I have that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So progress may go from one to one and a quarter, one and a half, one and an eighth. Isn't that progress if I have peace? But if I go from one to two, I don't have peace. How's that progress? Because I'll never be satisfied with two. I'll want three. And I'll never be satisfied with three because I want 23 and so on and so forth. I've been there. I set a goal, I achieved it, and I wanted more. I set that goal and achieved it and wanted more. But as I went up to having more, I had no peace because the more I achieved, what I didn't realize is people were feeding off of me, and I didn't know who my real friends were. I didn't know who really loved me. They were happy that I was making progression that I could share with them, but I had no peace. So progress is simply that you have peace in whatever you're doing. Motivation and inspiration is like a shower. You must continue to take them. You must continue to feed on them. It's addictive. But what if the reality is you're as far as you're going to go? Can you be content with that? Can you have peace with that? Can you enjoy that? Can you help others in that? Can you do for others and let them achieve higher than you? Can you be comfortable in that? Maybe you're not the one. Maybe you're the one to instruct the one that'll achieve some of the things that you had dreamed of. Maybe it's a dream that you have that you take so far that you hand off to your children or to someone to take it a little further. Again, there's nothing wrong with having a dream and aspirations and striving to do good and great things, but if you don't have peace in it, then it's purposeless. It's not progress. We are very prideful people, and we always look up to those who have shiny, shimmy, and shaking things. But when you truly meet a person who has peace in the midst of it all, with their achievement or lack thereof, that they have peace and contentment, that godly contentment, that they're so gracious and merciful and so loving, then you'll understand what real progress is. Until then, you'll just like a hamster on the wheel, and you'll just keep chasing it, chasing the bag, chasing the money, chasing the greatness, chasing the planes, having the bigger house, having the nicer car. And yet there will always be somebody who will have something better than you. And the goal of the guru is to get you always hungry and never be satisfied, and therefore never at peace. Frantically running after everything that's material and never having the intestinal fortitude of peace that can withstand and stand the pressures of this world. This world that's forever changing but staying the same. The world is getting more greedy, more cold, more heartless. We need to be looking for some people who have a peace. Philippians 4:7, that surpasses all understanding. That there's no anxious in them. There's only prayer and thanksgiving and supplication to God, that they're thankful in the midst of the storm. The calmest place during a tornado is in the eye of the tornado, right in the middle. Can you have that peace where the winds are raging around you that tell you you have to do more, that you haven't achieved, that you haven't invested enough? Can you have peace and say, you know what? Maybe I'm right where God wants me to be. Maybe I'm supposed to have peace right now. Maybe God, before he lets me move on to the next challenge, he's seeing if I can have some peace right where I'm at. Can I be happy in other people's achievement around me before he lets me go to that next challenge? The Bible tells us in Philippians 1:6 that God is going to do this work, and we're counting on him to do it, and he will do it until the return of his son Jesus Christ. And what is one of the works he's doing in you? He's depositing love in you so that you may have the peace that surpasses all understanding. And that's progress. So if you have peace in your life today, if you're one of the people who have peace right where you're at right now, then you've made a great progress that most people won't be able to obtain because they're searching for the peace that exists outside of them by having more. And everything outside of us that we count on is perishing, depreciating, rusting. And what you value, trust me, your kids may not value. The car, the house, the money, that might not bring peace to them. But you have an opportunity to show them that true progress, true achievement, true joy comes from having peace. That's your Saturday's thought for today. Ask yourself the question, do you have a peace? Do you have normal relationships with people? Or are you living on an island by yourself, fooling yourself and stressed out because you don't have any peace? You're trying to be too religious, or you're trying to be too holy, or you're trying to be too, but you just won't be real with yourself. Jesus says, worship him in spirit and in truth. Truth about him and truth about yourself. And to be honest with yourself. If you don't have peace, just like wisdom, you need to ask for God to show you the way to peace, contentment, satisfaction, fulfillment. This is not a nirvana. This is a reality that we can have right here, right now, if we live a balanced life. There's peace being in the middle, not living on any extreme. That's just something to think about. This is Pastor Jay of Walk Truth Radio Network. I always want you to be encouraged, blessed, and that word peace. Remember, walk in the truth of the Lord. Please like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube page or follow me on Facebook. Wherever you are listening, I really want you to know the progress that you're looking for is really found in peace. I'll see you on the other side.